Good afternoon, and welcome to a More Than Meets the Eye Blindformer's Core Class crossover video. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today we will be talking about Transformers Studio Series 86 Core Class Ratchet. I have Core Class Ratchet right here with his two little guns, and they're kind of Ironhide's guns, and don't really know why he came with them. But you know they're most likely going to come with the Ironhide whenever they make the inevitable Ironhide version of this mold. So today we're going to talk about its mold, its sculpture. We're going to transform it into its vehicle mode, and we're going to talk about its vehicle. If you like what you see here and you want to see more, please do everything below everyone else asks you to do, and let's begin. Okay, so let's talk about size here. He is a decent size. We've got the Soundwave from the Kingdom Core Class Soundwave here as a comparison. And we can put Ratchet in front of Soundwave. And Ratchet is decently sized beside Soundwave too. Look at that. Ratchet comes up to just below Soundwave's shoulder. Like Ratchet's shoulder is just below Soundwave's shoulder, and Soundwave being a bigger butt than Ratchet, that makes sense. That's pretty cool. Oh, Soundwave, don't faceplant. Alright, so here is a Bumblebee. I found the Core Class Bumblebee, which is actually a really crappy Bumblebee, and I can't wait till they do another Core Class Bumblebee, because this one was the one they re-released. I thought it was a new release. Turns out it was just a re-release, which is kind of a bummer. And his head likes to pop off. I just lost Bumblebee's head again because I was fiddling with it. God, this Bumblebee is such a crappy thing. I don't know how to get that head back on. Oh, wait, is that... No. Bumblebee, why? I'm trying to do this video, and you're coming in here with all your head screw-ups. This isn't good. Wait. Aha! Maybe. Oh, his head isn't on a ball joint. It's on a slide. There we go. Head fixed. Okay, let's put the Bumblebee down. And he faceplants. Okay, next, we'll talk about the next size comparison whenever we get into the vehicle mode. So, let's talk about this amazing mode. And before I really get into this Ratchet, I had another Ratchet video done. I did one on Friday, and I uploaded it. But something happened with the video recording, and it got corrupted. And so the entire video was gone. And, Cream was a part of it. He came over, he licked my face in the beginning. It was super adorable. And then he didn't do anything like destroy my lights. He just kind of went and fell asleep, which was really nice. But that video's gone. So, sad face. Let's just move on and do this video. Hence why this video is kind of coming late. I didn't even realize the other one hadn't uploaded until I went and checked my channel a little while ago. My weekends are usually busy. So, let's do this. We've got his guns, which are decent size for a core class. They got some texture to them. They feel kind of weird. They're like a cog piece. It's just a cog with a piston on one side and then a little handle on the bottom or something like that. That's what it kind of feels like. But he's got two of them. We're going to take both of them off. They have this little bit that hangs out on the side that pokes out, but it doesn't allow it to connect to the other one. Like, it feels really as if there's supposed to be something between these 2 points. I don't know what's going on with them, and they're really awkward and weird. Maybe they're supposed to fit on larger Transformers, like those bits can actually fit into the rectangular siege ports that I talked about that sometimes and usually just randomly appear on Transformers in the deluxe scale, the chug scale. So that could be how those work. I'm not sure. I haven't tested it, but be free to test it yourself. Okay, so here we got the Ratchet. His head sculpt is a decent head sculpt. It feels like Ratchet's head, which is, acceptable. We've got not much on the sense of sculpt work on this core class figure. Like, he got a nice little windshield on this as his upper torso, and then it comes to the the front of the van. Going so far as they sculpted in a little windshield wiper. That's kind of cool. 2 windshield wipers. And they come down here. They sculpted in a little bit of detail for the bottom part of this ambulance below the window, but there's not much there. Come down to his waist. He's got a crotch area that's been decently sculpted, but it's just kind of a They just sculpted it a little bit. It doesn't have much sculpting at all. So it's the same with the upper thighs. There's no sculpt work there. The lower legs, there's some sculpt work. There's some sculpted in knee pads. It seems like there's a little divot taken out of them. And I'm wondering right now about these guns again and this little divot. Does this divot work with the guns? Does this divot... Huh. That divot works with the guns. Neat. We're going to figure out where those divots are when we transform it and put the guns there. Maybe, as gun storage. So let's continue. Lower leg, it's not much sculpt work there at all. You just kind of got this boot texture. You feel like this is just a big boot. And then you've got the toes. And on the side, you've got some wheels that are folded in. Just the tips of them. Just the tips are hanging out on the side. Reverse him to the back. We've got a big back heel area that covers up the entirety of the back of his leg on the lower end. It's actually so much armor that it doesn't allow his leg to do more than a 45-degree angle. He does not pull a 90 with his knee. His backpack is very clean, though. You've got the front bumper of the car or the ambulance, and then the hood of the roof of the ambulance with the little light bar just hanging out on his backpack. That's not a bad backpack, I have to say. Now we're moving on to the arms, and there's not really much texture there at all, sculpt-wise. It's pretty clean. There's some nice lines, and we get to a little hand that's got a bunch of fingers molded in. Does it have all the proper fingers? One. Yeah. It's got 4 fingers and a thumb, but that's it. There's not really much there for sculpt-wise. It's articulation-wise, we talked about the leg. The arm pulls a 90. The shoulder pulls, he's got this upward movement in the shoulder, and that's pretty good. There's also a bicep swivel, and he can pull 360 with the shoulder joint. He also can get a backwards butterfly because of transformation. The head just can rotate left and right. That's all it can do. There is some waist swivel, but not very much. And the hips are on a ball joint, and they can pull all the stuff a ball joint hip can do. So that's about it. There is no ankle tilt. All right, now let's get into the transformation for this guy, because this transformation is actually not bad. It's decently complicated for a figure this small. So first off, you want to pull up the front of the ambulance mode, and you can do this many different ways with his head, but I like to make sure that his head is folded around so that his eyes hang out looking out the window, because why not have his eyes just kind of hanging out there looking out the window going, hey, what's up? And it does make it easier to get him with your fingernail. Now that you've put his head, just folded it towards the windshield, you can close the windshield. You can also pick up that backpack and close it over where the head used to be, so over the neck section area. Now we're going to fold these arms in on either side. We just got to make sure that they're rotated correctly. So what you want to do is you want to rotate them so that the tops of the shoulders are actually facing outwards on the sides. And then you want to make sure that both of the arms are rotated. On one arm there is a this bit sticking out, and on the other arm there is this rectangular hole. And you want to make sure that that rectangular bit sticking out and the rectangular hole are right next to each other, and then you can just kind of click them together. And there you go. Now we're just going to rotate that around 180 degrees at the waist so that the bumper lines up with the front of the ambulance. Now we're going to move over here to the back area, and we're going to split. First off, we're going to rotate each of these legs 180 degrees on their hip axis. There we go. And now we are going to, let's see, how are we doing this? Do we need to rotate them like that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Okay, these legs are actually the more interesting part of this transformation because they can go many different ways. Then you want to make sure you get it right, because getting it wrong just kind of blows. So let's make sure we get this right, and I see what my problem is. My blind self is trying to figure out how to transform the legs from the front of the car instead of the back of the car. There we go. We're getting it right this time. Okay, so make sure the legs are going all the way back so that these two wheels are facing outwards, and they're as far away from the front bumper as they can be. Don't make a mistake like Blind Prime just did. Now we're going to rotate the other leg and open up that area that is folded over. There's just this nice open area now, like in the Siege, Ratchet, Ironhide, and that other guy. Oh crap. Anyway, their molds, crosshairs. The You just fold that bit up, and then it's going to come over here, and it's going to cover both of those arms. And you're going to just go ahead and make sure you've tapped down both of those leg sections, and we're going to fold forwards these two wheels from their stationary positions, folded against the back wheels. And once you've folded the wheels forwards, you got to do a little movements because inevitably moving those wheels forward will knock some stuff out of socket and it will be upset. But once you've got it fixed, you are done. And you got a little car. Now, let's see. I was talking about those underside knee pads. Now, let's see if I can find them. Is that them? They do a good job of hiding those knee pads. I don't think they're actually able to be seen outside of the transformation. Let's see what's going on with these knee pads. Let's break this car bit up and let's see if we can find some weapon storage that I totally didn't realize existed until I really looked at this thing. Okay, alright, so if that's the case, then that wheel folds forwards. Oh, okay, so the wheel folding is actually the knee that I thought was going to be able to hold the gun. I mean, if you keep the wheels folded back, I guess, yeah, there's that spot. And this gun fit there? Yeah. This gun can indeed fit in that spot. And I totally thought was a knee, but there it is. The gun can fit in that spot. But that spot is underneath the car. Can the gun fit in that? Wait, no way. No way the gun does. No, the gun doesn't do that. Okay, cool. So let's close this up. Let's lock it down, and let's talk about the vehicle mode. This vehicle mode is not that bad. It's actually a little fun. And for weapon storage that I know of, there's these two little clips that hang out on the either side of the rear doors of the ambulance, and you can take and plug the weapon into that little clip area. There's a little hole in the side of the weapon right above the, or right on the other side of that tab that sticks out on the side of the weapon. And you can just go ahead and do that on both ends. I've adhered some sticky tack to mine to make sure they stay better because they do not like to be connected there too well, and they sometimes like to pop off. But there we go. We've got the two little weapons in their storage area, and let's talk about the vehicle mode. The vehicle mode here isn't that bad. It's a little van, and it's nice to have another car in this new type of core class. Now we've got the Bumblebee here, and the Bumblebee is showcasing the old type of core class, which kind of sucked. At least in the plastic that they use. This is some cheap stuff that I'm feeling. Ugh, I don't like even touching it. This stuff feels so much better. We've got a Megatron from the Core Class Wave to do a nice size comparison next to. The Ratchet is not as long as the Megatron is. We're not counting the Megatron's gun. Megatron is definitely wider than Ratchet is as well. Ratchet, though, is a nice sized car. He is a fun little ambulance. You got the bumper with molded in headlights, front grille area, windshield, light bar on the top that has a little bitty siege port bit. His gun just fell off the side. You can actually kind of fit his gun in that little bit. And no, I don't know what goes in that little bit because it's not his gun, and it's not the other bit of his gun. I don't know what's going on with these guns. Hey, you guys, who watch this, if you have one of these ratchets, let me know what you're supposed to do with these guns, because these guns just seem weird. They just don't work. They don't want to do any of the things that I thought they would do, or be anywhere where I thought they should be. They're weird guns, and I don't know how I feel about them. But the ambulance is, of course, got the greatest feature of all. We're just going to leave that gun off to the side. We'll leave this one off to the side, too. You turn the ambulance around to the back, and you've got a back windshield and this sculpted in windshield wiper, and, of course, the back door for the ambulance. What is that? No feet? Yeah, there's no feet sculpture here. There's no feet at all. And I hope this is a showcase of what we're going to see when we get the Transformer Studio Series 86 Ironhide in the next few months. I'm hoping that we see something very similar to this. I also like the fact that this van's got a bit of a spoiler on it. That's kind of fun. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of my review on the Core Class Ratchet. Core Class Ratchet is not a bad figure at all. He's a great addition to the collection. And I actually have a Micromaster I brought around, the little police car Micromaster, to kind of showcase the difference in the size between Core Class and Micromaster. Because Core Class figures are bigger than Micromaster. And it's important to just kind of showcase that scale of this is the little police car and that's the ambulance. But thank you very much for watching. Tune in. Wait. I just said that's the. I did a stupid thing. So the police car for this Micromaster comes up almost all the way to the front, but if you line up the back bumper to that, it only gets to the front of the frontmost wheel of the ambulance, and this police car only comes up to this joint on the side of the ambulance that the wheel folded out from. So this big joint hanging out on the side of the ambulance, which is my biggest negative on the ambulance, is the same height as this Micromaster police car. The Micromaster police car, though, is about the same width as the Core Class Ratchet, but Core Class Ratchet is just slightly wider than the police car. There you go. My bad. I almost just described things for sighted, and here I am doing things for the blind. We all make mistakes, but it's important that you try to correct it. Anyway, thank you for watching, and tune in next Prime. We're going to next week be discussing Transformers Armada Unicron. I mean, it's the 20th anniversary of Transformers Armada. I can't believe it myself. Holy crap, it's been that long, but it has. And I think we need to showcase it with Transformers Armada Unicron. Also, it's the 100th episode of Blindformers, so that's also something it's got going for it. Thank you for watching, and tune in next Friday.